What would you do if you could be granted anything in the world? What if you had a disease that threatened your life? Would that change it? It certainly did for the Manley family in Medicine Hat.
I was diagnosed with lupus, and basically that's a disease where, like, in your body, the stuff that attacks, like the viruses, in my body, it attacks my good cells and my organs, so my body's kind of attacking itself.
Anything I've ever heard of it hasn't been good. And like I really had no idea what we were going to be in for, what kind of a battle.
At times, she hobbled around the house like an 80-year-old woman. She could hardly walk. So at that point, when they were able to tell us something, it was a relief.
And what the Children's Wish Foundation does is we grant wishes to children ages 3 to 17 with life-threatening, high-risk illnesses, children that are very, very ill.
Going to doctors and getting x-rays and blood tests and trying to figure out what it was, and nobody could tell us. And
It's horrible. We went to Calgary to the Children's Hospital for a 2-hour appointment. And at the end of that 2-hour appointment, it turned into a 7-day stay in the hospital.
I missed a lot of school, just going to and from Calgary, going to appointments, and
Just remember walking out of the room, coming back in and seeing Kimberley with about 35 wires in her, coming out of her head. They were going to do a brain scan right away, and that was because of the seizures that she had been having. And
like my frontal lobe, which affected my memory, so my grades really suffered, and school hasn't been easy since. Like, it's really difficult now.
as a dad, it's tough. You don't like seeing any of your kids, she's my little girl, and always will be.
What the experience did for the Manleys was draw them closer together.
Like, we were close, but we weren't as close as we could have been. Like, we were fighting all the time and all that. And then after she was diagnosed, it seemed like it brought us closer, and we don't fight as much, and it's like we're best friends now, sort of thing. And
a lady that we know, Donna Sear, had approached me and asked me what was going on with Kim. And I started to just tell her Kimberly's story and what we had been going through. And
I find a family that I believe that their child would be suitable for a wish. I contact that family and I talk to them and see if it's something that they would like to do.
she asked for our permission actually to put in Kimberley's name to be granted a wish by the Children's Wish Foundation. So we said, yeah, sure, let's do that. That's fine with us.
I had two ideas. I wanted a car, or I kind of thought of meeting my favorite band. The band is 1,000 Foot Crutch, and our mom introduced us to them, like, I don't know, I was in grade 5, and just listening to it in the car. And then past few years, me and Jeff have become pretty big fans. And
just as I said the name of the band, she started, I could hear her clicking on her computer, and she said, oh, they're playing in Disney World in September. I said, oh. So Kimberly's always wanted to go to Disney World too. So that kind of started the wish.
Each child is as unique as the wish that they're being granted.
It was a great experience, and just it's cool that, like, the guys that you listen to on your iPod or you see on YouTube, and you're actually face to face talking to them. It's a really good experience.
The meds have really played havoc with Kimberley, with mood swings and stuff. And I don't know, it just seems since we've gotten back that, those things aren't, maybe we just don't notice them now, and it just seems to be more of a kind of more of a peaceful household.
I don't know, I just felt like I was alone in it. Nothing good was coming from it, but seeing the brighter thing now that, like, I got this really cool wish, like, I don't know, it's just really awesome. Something good came from something terrible.
And it brings healing to a family. It brings healing to a child when they know they can experience such a fun, happy time in their life.
And what Jeff said, about him and Kimberly becoming closer, I've really seen that, like, just they're friends. And I couldn't say that about my brothers growing up at home, when I was a kid growing up. So, like, I really see that they're actual friends.
And it just filtrates throughout the whole family. So it's wonderful to be able to lift that family up.
There aren't words, you know, it's just so amazing. Like Dale said, there's the generosity, and everything was done and provided and taken care of, and it was just so nice. All we had to do was get on a plane and go and enjoy ourselves and laugh, and
It's just wonderful. It's just so, it just brings me so much happiness. It just warms my heart.
let kids just be kids and forget about the hospitals and the doctors and the illness, and I think we were able to do that, you know, and that just lifts the burden.
The doctors have actually told us that they're amazed at how well, like, what's the word? How well,
You've responded?
yeah, I've responded to like treatments and medication. They said it was a miracle.
Ever since it started, our prayer was that she would be healed, and there's different ways of being healed. So right now, you know, it's still in her body, but she's feeling good, and she can live her life like she should be able to at 17, and we're happy with that. Very thankful for that.
For Shaw TV, I'm Dave Dawson.